All right, guys, welcome to episode 6 of the Rock Solid Wrestling Talk podcast. As always, with us, we got Chico Libre up there in the house. We got Kenny Belt Collector Cornette here tonight.
Yo.
And Buck Nasty, as always. But you already know.
Marcus Johnson.
Marcus Johnson, you already know. So.
Yeah, the Smart Mark.
Smarcus Johnson. Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah, the Smart.
Yeah, Buck Nasty, Smarcus Johnson.
Buck Nasty, Smarcus Johnson. So, lots to cover,
right.
Lots to talk about today. We attended recently an AEW Dynamite taping, or not. I don't know if you consider it taping, but it was live event, and that was here in our hometown, Rochester, New York, and it was a Brody Lee tribute show, to say the least. And what did we think about that, you guys? We all went. We all had a good time. I'm sure you all saw us, and what do we think?
Oh yeah, it was all the way lit the entire time. You know, the energy was great. It was definitely a very different energy than like the WWE shows I went to in the past. Not saying I didn't necessarily have a good time at those either, although it's been a while since I've been there.
Yeah.
But it had a certain welcoming to it, especially when Tony Khan came to address us and welcome us. And
oh God,
we fed off his energy. He's one of us, you know. So that was just really refreshing to see. And happy born day to him, because he's 38 now, 39.
39. Yeah, he's pushing it
this week.
Yeah, 39 this week. Big old TK. He don't even look it, but you know, never know. I thought he was like early 30s, but you know, to each their own. But yeah, we got Angry Tony, Angry Tony, in the building before the show, and
we got Liddy Tony.
Oh
Liddy
God, yeah, sight to behold. Cornette, your thoughts on that show?
Champ enjoyed himself. He thought it was cool.
Good Lord.
He got to sit and watch. He had a different energy as well from the WWE shows, because the Champ don't get into the WWE shows like AEW.
I can agree there. I can attest to that, because ain't nothing like it now. Like, that's the first one. I'm pretty sure that's the first one we've been to, because it kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and then we just, we never gave up. We went in there and we showed out and had the Rampage tapings and everything else, and the environment was just so. This is why I like AEW fans, is because they, I would say we're the smart wrestling crowd or whatever. We know what we got when we have it, and we don't take it for granted. So that's, that's key to that survival of that. And TK keeps giving us, shit that we want, and we love it. We can't say the same about WWE, because, what is going on there? I don't even think between the three of us, we probably don't even really know.
Right. I think another thing behind it too is, for the first time in a long time, like, we're actually passionate about something that have interest in the show, rather than just, droning it in, watching week after week.
Chico, repeat that for me.
Oh, so I think Roman won again, right?
I'm pretty sure it is very safe to assume that Roman won again. So
yeah, I don't want to be out the loop.
What was that, Cornette?
I said it's Groundhog Day over there. Well, yeah. Roman won again.
Oh, of course. Of course. Not even a question. It's tedious at this point. We got a lot of like other podcasts and stuff like that saying that, just touting how bad WWE is nowadays. So like they just keep I don't know what it is, why they won't get with the program or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure they're taking this too big to fail thing to heart. So they could still put out drivel, and then their diehards will definitely, follow suit. And I hate to put because we're a podcast, we're just starting out, and we used to be huge WWE fans. One, because there wasn't anything else to do really, like there wasn't any other games in town, but for a long time, and now that AEW is priding itself on being for the wrestling fan and not the sports entertainment fan. I know I'm doing that a lot, but it's WWE. It's become apparent.
I think Chico put it best last Friday. It's like being in an abusive relationship. Like no matter how bad it is, you just pray that it gets better. But it's
right.
You come with every excuse in the book. Like
we just kept going back and going back.
It's sad.
Toxic relationship.
It's so sad. Like and that's just really sad. It
is.
It's like people only do things because they get paid.
And that's just really sad.
Oh my god. Oh, good shit. But it's true. It is sad because it's something we loved. Really. As wrestling fans and stuff like that, as you can see, Kenny Cornette, the belts that he has from the E, of course. Because that's who we were. We identified as wrestling fans.
No offense.
Came up.
This is from the greatest parts of the E. Kenny will not wear anything modern.
He's got
the greatest era of the E.
Good. Yeah, because I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm kind of embarrassed of that one up there. But that's why it's not in the shot. Let's get that one right there.
I started to wear that one too, but I said nope.
Well, we don't like Super Bowl rings here. Sorry.
No.
That's what it is.
Oh yeah, rest in peace to the creator of that belt, and along with the Winged Beagle.
Yeah,
two of my personal favorites.
He just passed. I forgot. I gotta look up his name. Yeah, I gotta look
Reggie
up
Parks.
Reggie Parks, that's it.
His name is Reggie Parks.
Yes. Okay.
All right. The Cornette.
87 years old.
He lived a good life. It's a shame he got to see the, what WWE has become now. But let me stop.
They're great now.
Right.
Like even with their belts, there's no character. Like there's no character with the belts. You can't just have one belt that's blue and one belt that's red.
Chaos Emeralds. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. The fucking Infinity Stones.
Literally, they wish they were that cool, but they're not. They thought they were, but they're not.
They were, but they're not though.
Oh god! Oh, it's so bad. It's just I don't know. And with you start to see it now because of how good AEW is, and because of how good AEW is right now, it's exposing all the bad that WWE is. Because I think the last
it's night and day,
right, completely night and day. And I think the last was it the last pay-per-view they had or something like that, or was it when Ballard fell off the rope or something like that?
Their Extreme Rules show.
An Extreme Rules show.
Top rope collapse, and then they're playing his heartbeat, and he's flopping on the mat.
Oh god!
Like a fish out of water.
Magic carp. That's terrible. How do you get past that? How do you get past stuff like that? It's so blatantly bad. And then we get stuff like the 2 year anniversary for AEW and all the good moments that we've had and stuff like that with AEW in this short amount of time. And just to name a few, Chico, you want to give maybe one or two of yours, some of your best moments, and it's been a wild ride.
Oh yeah. Oh, my bad. Not to we had a couple that were the same when we tried to do this last time.
And what he means by that is we tried to do that last week and I kind of screwed up, so that was my fault. But we'll run it back for y'all. But continue, my bad.
If I'm not mistaken, we all had CM Punk as number 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely up there because that had like the biggest buzz, and yet it was confirmed but not really confirmed, like by the wrestling reporters and all them. And then we had Darby tease it like he's best in the world, and then they announced the United Center,
and all that stuff was fun, man. Like all of it, like every single last bit of it. Like, oh, there's another Easter egg. Kenny Omega winning a Cookie Monster shirt and stuff. Like come on, Chick Magnet.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, I love how they tease those things.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about AEW is the fact that they can really just have fun with it. And I'll get back to that notion in a few because there's something I want to talk about that happened this week. So, we'll get to that in a few. But is there any other particular like glaring moment from the last 2 years of AEW Dynamite or just AEW in general that you enjoyed?
Well, I really loved Sammy G's TNT title win over Mir a couple weeks ago that we were fortunate enough to get live to see.
Fortunate to see.
That. Yeah, even though it was delayed multiple times, but at least it was worth it that we finally got to see it in the end.
Yeah.
And while Brody debuting in front of us and not being able to see it, that's not a wound that will ever fully heal or go away. But I think he would have been proud of this. He would have been proud of this show, and I'm grateful. I'm at least grateful for. I say this all the time, but I'm grateful for the run that we got.
No, yeah.
Because imagine if he was just Luke Harper and he just died.
Mm-hmm. That would have been bad.
How would we be?
Nobody.
How would we be talking about him then?
Right. Well, we here in Rochester, we would be talking about him finally because we know him as Brody Lee from the indies around here, around town, stuff like that. He's very acclimated to Rochester. We all know that. But the whole rest of the world, how do you think they would have reacted to Luke Harper dying versus Brody Lee dying?
They'd be like, "Oh, dang, that's too bad," as opposed to seeing that Raw to be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that."
Yep. And that comes down to the treatment that WWE has, treated him and kept him on the back burner, kept him off TV for so many months. Like
it's the story of a lot of guys.
Yeah, a lot, and it's a lot of talented guys. And
as time goes on, we're gonna see WWE's losses become AEW's gains.
And that's honestly what I'm hoping for, because at this point, like, I hate to be that bad guy or whatever, or do I carve you up?
Okay, Razor.
They kind of deserve it at this point because they have become complacent for their own good, in my eyes. Where it's just like, we know we're too big to fail. We know that we're still gonna have fans out there regardless. So we're just gonna keep going with what we want. All you AEW fans, you're just spokes on the wheel. The wheel's gonna keep turning despite itself. And I'd like to think. No, let me stop. But it just. Go ahead.
Champ is gonna cut in for a second.
Okay.
I'm not so sure about that. Being too big to fail nonsense after what happened this week. They might have to start taking a long, hard look at themselves after seeing how bad they failed, not only in the ratings, but even their attendance, where they had to tarp off the whole top section of their arena.
I was going to say, can you fill us in?
It's supposed to hold over 12,000 people, and it only held like 4,000 for their show.
Yeah, I believe I have some numbers here. 1 second here. because I've been sharing this around like all day. Because I like WWE's misery. I'm sorry. I just do. Like, I'm sadistic as F with that.
It's like that jaded ex-girlfriend, you know?
Yeah, and you know what?
Burned one too many times.
But I'm the jaded ex-girlfriend. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm the jaded one because they did me so wrong so many times. And for me to be like, okay, I'm just going to keep taking the bad to get to the good because there's some good left. Yeah. No, it's not good left. I used to think that way. That's 2014's way of thinking. That's 2014 Buck Nasty. Not no more. But it was, okay, attendance at today's show is one of the worst in the history of Monday Night Raw, with only 3,995 spectators in an arena of 18,000.
See?
That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
And then on top of that, they didn't even put on a good show for the fans.
Right, they
gave them all the same BS finishes.
Same stuff.
It didn't make sense.
I was watching.
But they expect you to tune in every week and give up your money for tickets.
And know why? Because they're complacent. They just expect that week after week after week. They get the same numbers from the same people. SmackDown gets about 2.5, give or take. Not even that. That's being generous for SmackDown. But it's up over 2 most times. Raw usually gets somewhere between 1.1 and 1.5, 1.7. I'll give them that. But think about the Attitude Era. How many? 6 million people? Like, come on, man. Like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
13. Yeah. They was getting like they're
doing worse than
back in those days.
Yeah.
They're doing worse than Thunder numbers at this point.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
At the same time, though, it is a different time too, with so many ways to watch and all. But
yeah, you can't always blame it on that though. Like, the times have changed, stuff like that. Okay, so get better. But why won't they? That's the thing.
Yeah. Evolve.
It's just evolution. So,
no, they're playing for audience.
It's a mystery.
That's what's funny though. We joke about evolution and stuff like that, but I kind of gotta feel bad for Triple H at this point because he used to try and give us exactly what we wanted. He knows what we want. That's why we got the NXT that we fell in love with. NXT literally was, for me, the lifeline. It saved me. I'm gonna say that. I quote myself all the time saying that AEW saved me and stuff like that, which it did, but like saved my wrestling fandom. But if that's the case, then NXT was my life support because it was that little itty bitty niche in WWE that felt big, that felt like an indie, that felt like actual genuine stars were being made, stories were being told, all of that. And I credit Triple H to the day I die for that. Because it's exactly what we needed at the time that we needed it.
And then you got to feel bad for him even more for putting in all that hard work to build his talent on that brand.
Yep.
And then for them to go over to the main roster. We're not going to call it up anymore. Just go over to the main roster, and they're not even being used because they don't know what to do with them. And that's shame. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It wasn't Vince's way, so he fixed it in his image.
Yeah, don't.
So it sucks, but that's how it happened.
Yeah, Vince always has to put in some type of a little change when these people get called up. I remember Aleister Black, they put in the little creak when he would rise up before he left.
Yeah.
Before he stopped having matches on TV altogether. and then they gave Keith Lee some shitty music instead of the fire music that he had.
Or
just things like that. Just
even recently naming him
take
Bearcat.
You right out.
They gave Drew McIntyre.
Of course, he has to, you have to play in your nationality because that's what works in WWE.
Oh, and change their attire up, too. Look at Karrion Kross right now.
Yep, Karrion Kross. Matt Riddle with the birds, who was clearly Vince.
I would seek him out with his contract up.
Yeah. But what? See
Yeah,
now.
he said it was him too.
Yep. Matt Riddle did call Vince
Yeah,
out.
Terry Cross was like a gimp.
Yeah.
I didn't like him in. See, I liked him. I didn't even like him in
On
NXT.
some kink sheen shit.
I'm not even gonna lie.
What I miss?
Who that?
Hey, what up, homie?
Not much. Inf, man. Inf. Dangerous Big Twan. Inf.
Wow, we haven't had
How
you
y'all
on.
Oh, welcome to the show,
Yeah.
brother.
Word. I like them titles.
Oh,
I
that's
like them titles, you
that's
know.
belt collector Cornette over there.
Yes,
God damn.
yes.
God, how
And
many?
Cornette.
Yeah, I see. Okay, I thought I saw two, but there's like several.
He looks like
There's
that.
several on your person.
He looks like that Triple H photo of him on the rope. All he's
Pretty
missing is the
much.
Divas title.
Oh, no.
Got him. Oh man, what's your favorite? Like, what was y'all talking about? I just jumped on. So
So
My bad.
what we were discussing is how WWE has kind of got complacent now, and the fact that
Big bag of place.
they are like how more specifically how they've ruined almost every call up in the last like 3-4 years of NXT.
that is very accurate. That is very accurate. Like my man Ricochet. I love him to death. He was killing it. You know, in NXT. That's one.
We didn't even mention him yet. That is one of the
Yeah,
most egregious
like-
ones.
Like dude would hop over. Who was that against Adam Cole, or was that against Finn Balor? I don't remember, but when he like literally ran and hopped over the top rope
Velveteen
and
Dream.
said, "Yeah, oh, it was over." Okay, yep, Velveteen.
Yeah.
Yep, unfortunate that guy,
Yeah.
but that man like has had seven star matches all over the world, like from Ospreay to freaking Rey Mysterio and Lucha Underground as Prince Puma, and he's being reduced to main event right now. Like
Main event though, like come on, man. Prince
Like,
Puma
yo,
alone, yo.
yeah, like my man, like there's some matches that I'm thankful that he's, you know, a part of. Like that Xavier Woods match was pretty decent to me. I enjoyed it.
I didn't
Like
even
that
catch it.
happened, you know, for King of the Ring. Yeah. This week he had a match with Xavier Woods. He
Oh.
lost, but
Okay, it was
it
this
was a
week.
dope
So-
match.
it was this week, so we
Yeah,
missed
it was this week. Yeah, it was. Okay, yeah, it was, but it was yeah, I like to watch replays or not watch at all because of Raw.
Yeah, we don't watch it all.
But-
now. Like,
Made him choke. Made him choke just saying Raw's name. Ain't that about it something?
ain't that about a B?
Like, but my man, like,
About a being.
they had some. They
About
had
how
some
Raw whooped my ass.
yeah, they had some really. They had, you know, that was a really good match. I'm not gonna hold you. Like that was a pretty decent match. But yeah, he's been reduced to nothing. Like my man Keith Lee, like they're repackaging him, and I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. But like
Wow, that's
the
weird
NXT stars,
that you're excited about
Yeah.
it. I get it. I mean,
I
Yeah, he's
It just took me
a
a-
dark
I feel
match
like-
right now. What you mean?
it just took me aback
like
with
the
how
only-
much people say excited and WWE in the same sentence.
it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword when it comes to calling people
Okay.
up because you gotta. Vince loves big meaty men. He loves big meaty men with big chest bumping meat. He
I
loves
almost said
them
it.
type of-
Man,
I almost said it,
He-
but I was like, nope, that's cultaholic stuff. We can't do that. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah,
almost
he-
said it.
he he loves big men. He's always loved big men. Like ever since the late '80s up until now, he's always loved big men. He doesn't really give little men a chance unless they were somebody who broke through the mold, like CM Punk and Seth Rollins and Like even Finn Balor, he had
Right.
that opportunity
I wouldn't
years
even
ago,
put-
but he got hurt.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put Punk in that category. He was so disheveled and like disenchanted with WWE. I would put AJ Styles in that category.
Yes. But I say that in that frame of mind based on, his run between 2011 and 2013. Like, as much as he was disheveled and was not happy about the way things were going towards the end of his tenure at WWE, when he was red hot, he was red hot. And
I agree.
I think, yeah, and I think that AEW's existence wouldn't be as important and significant as it is right now if it weren't for moments like that in WWE history, like CM Punk's reign. Like, I do think that definitely helped. But to go back to, NXT, bringing NXT people up, like, now they're starting to, like, the original NXT folks are getting their recognition, but the new people, not so much. Like, and the reason why I say I'm excited about Keith Bearcat Lee is because he's the only big man that is agile enough, aside from Kevin Owens, of course, to be believable to go up against Big E from NXT. I would say to go up against Big E and make it a believable feud. If they make that happen and allow them to do what they want to do, which is a very hard ask when it comes to WWE, allowing the wrestlers to actually create, come up with their own plot points and storylines like that. We lost a lot of people because of that. But if they allow Big E and Keith Lee to do their thing mostly, that'll be a phenomenal storyline. I really believe that it could. It has the components of being that.
They're not gonna do it.
Of course, probably not. Probably not.
Keep your expectations low, brother.
Yeah, that's one thing we've learned with WWE is you got to keep your expectations very low.
Yeah, and like, for me, I don't. I try. I really do try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but it's very hard to do that.
He sounds like us in our last years. Yeah.
How long though? How long can you keep that up though?
Yeah, because see, now we're gonna keep trying to convert you to AEW because you're almost there.
You don't need to convert me. You don't need to convert me. I watch that every week.
It's an AEW guy.
Good shit.
Yeah, I'm an AEW guy through and through. Like, I told you, I cried thug tears when seeing Punk return. Once he returned, I was like, oh, competition's here now.
I'm just so used to trying to convert Mel, and when I hear somebody speaking positive about WWE a little bit, yeah, he knows he watches it. He's lying. Right, we're gonna get him one.
Catalog AEW watch.
Yes, catalog. Got him. Yeah. And I hope you listen to that, Mel, because you called me a catalog wrestling watcher in general. Like, I was there.
Look here, man. I had to spend $64 to even get that program on TV or get that app going, man. And I ain't really like that. Man. I didn't get my money back.
I'm gonna watch it like next month.
Welcome our boy Shannon Smith to the podcast. How you doing, fella?
I'm here, guys. Busy life.
Shannon, you better not be showing up tonight. You better not be
absolutely. Man, that's all I do, man. I'm telling you.
But what we were talking about, we kind of just wrapped that up about the NXT call-ups and stuff like that, and it's just about how WWE just doesn't seem to be doing. They're doing this on purpose. They really are. And we were talking about the AEW 2 year anniversary and stuff like that. Things is coming up, but I want to really talk about now switching gears to you mentioned competition, okay? A lot of stuff came out today about TK and him almost calling out WWE and stuff like that. But there's a lot of e-drones out there.
Almost.
Oh no, he was calling him out.
The smoke.
Yeah,
He want all the smoke.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant.
Something that's pissed TK off that maybe that's not being displayed, and I think he's fed up.
Oh, it's being displayed. I think
big dick energy.
Yeah, I think this 30-minute overrun that they doing. I think that kind of like, okay, that's the last thing y'all doing to me. That's what I really think it is.
Yeah, because the last time they did something like this was putting NXT on USA. And that pissed me off. That's what was like, okay, I'm doing AEW now. Like, that's it. Like, I'm tired of this crap. Because they were just doing this.
Vince, all the Vince getting in the offices and, they doing blood over there. Everything that they do, I think this one kind of set TK off.
Saying shit on air when AEW started doing it first. Now WWE's doing it like all the time.
They only get 2 per show though.
Yeah,
they can't say it more than twice.
Right.
They having more tag matches than they used to.
Oh yeah, with the non-existent tag division.
Yeah, right. They just, Biggie and Drew McIntyre tagging a lot more than they supposed to. Like, man, they supposed to be feuding. Hurry up and set this fight up so we can.
He does that with every main title feud.
But this is
the opponents on the same team, and it's that same old trope. Can they or can't they?
Yeah, that's exactly what the theme was on Monday.
That's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Can they coexist? Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so tried and dated. And why are they doing the Drew thing when Drew's supposed to be on SmackDown in a few weeks? It's just a placeholder.
That's all it really is.
They're killing time until the draft is
and that's my problem, is because they know, you can definitely tell when WWE is just killing time. Crown Jewel is killing time. When is that? Is it tomorrow?
It's a money grab. It's Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Terrible. I didn't even know. Yep.
Wait, if it's not tomorrow, it's next Thursday. It's one of the two.
No, because they said Monday was a go home for something.
It wasn't a go home show. That was just TK talking out of his ass.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, but WWE will continue to disappoint us in a lot of ways. There's gonna be times
you're still gonna watch it.
Exactly. And a lot of people do that just because it's something to do. Like, no, don't give them the satisfaction. They don't deserve the satisfaction. Again, the wheel's going to keep turning despite itself. And I'm sorry I keep saying that, and I keep harping back to it, but it's completely true. CM Punk was completely on the fucking money with that. Just completely. And I might need to bleep myself with that, but I am completely...
Are you sweating now?
Yes, he's pissed off and now he's sweating. Just stop sucking the teeth and cut the shit. That's all you gotta do.
I gotta calm myself down. I'm too big to be getting this hot.
I get you. I might switch to the mic. Hold on. I'm gonna switch to the mic. I'll be back. I'll be right back.
All right, we'll be here.
Let's come back.
All right, question with WWE. Do y'all think that people just support the guys they've been supporting forever? Like, people want to see Big E and they want to see them win, so that's why they stick over there. People like Drew McIntyre, that's why they stick over there. I think that everybody has the same opinion about Vince and the way he does things, but I think people just love the people they've been loving. Like, how can you not root for Edge on his comeback? You know, like stuff like that.
That's one thing to like and support your people like that. So, like me, I'm a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn guy and stuff like that. Like, I'm good with that. But then there's things like, it's one thing to support your wrestlers, but then it's quite another thing to support the program that they're doing this stuff on. Because it's not them. It's being written for them. They're being told what they have to do. Like they're a cast in some movie.
Right.
Or something like that. And that just never sits well with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, them being at WWE is not enough for me to continue to watch WWE. Like, I haven't actually sat down and watched for a long time. I got rid of the network before they went to Peacock. I don't tune into their live shows or their pay-per-views on Peacock, so I'm no longer financially supporting them any way whatsoever.
I don't even get excited saying, pay for them. Because pape is
that part,
an AEW word.
And there's guys on there that I like because I watched them before on the indies and stuff, but it's not enough for me to continue to watch them on a failing program.
Exactly, because they're not doing the things that we know they can do.
Yeah. But once Kevin Owens leaves there, it becomes Kevin Steen again and comes back home.
Yep.
It's a wrap.
AEW with the homies. Yeah.
We need it.
It's a wrap.
We need it.
I don't know. I'm definitely I'm convinced that AEW is better than WWE right now. I feel like the only thing that WWE really has going for them right now, and that could be subject to change, is SmackDown. SmackDown is the only thing that's doing it, and it's really Roman Reigns segments.
It's all Roman Reigns. I said this on Twitter last week. They sacrificed literally. They wanted Roman to be in this spot for so long that they have effectively torpedoed their entire roster, and I mean entire roster, just to get Roman over. And they finally got him over, but at what cost? Because now nobody's good. Sasha's not good. Becky's definitely not good. Charlotte is just a shell of her former self. This is my opinion, and it seems like you're about to disagree with me. But I mean, come on, prove me wrong, though.
Yeah,
okay.
hold on, real quick
on that. As far as those women go, he keeps going back to the same 4 women, and he's sacrificing the rest of his division for these same 4 women that people are getting tired of.
Poor Liv Morgan.
Right. I like Charlotte.
Yep.
And that's like
what I see on TV every week, being dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Like you sacrifice people like Belair and a bunch of others just for those same 4 women.
What's she doing?
Yeah, because if you go down the roster, man, honestly, go down either roster. There's not one person that if he takes the belt off Roman, it's going to be a mistake. It's not one person that they have. I can't put. They're going to put it back on Brock. Like, what are they like? And then people were saying Big E, and they flipped and put Big E on Raw. So now, who's taking Roman off? There's honestly not one person. There's not nobody on NXT that can get called up. There's nobody.
And that's what I've been arguing with Mel for like 3 weeks now. The fact that Roman's thing is not a story. Because it's not a story. It's literally this them feeding him people. It's a Paul Heyman story if anything. Because Brock's back. But it wasn't beforehand.
They basically gave Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar's story. It just so happens that Roman Reigns is talking now.
Yeah.
He's talking bad. Like that's all it is. Like before Roman Reigns turned heel, who had the title for over a year? It was Brock Lesnar. Not saying nothing, just beating people up and Paul Heyman talking.
But why it worked with Lesnar is because Lesnar was not full-time. Roman's full-time.
Yes,
so they always constantly have to find challengers for him, and they can't find anybody.
Right.
Let alone somebody that's going to be credible to beat him. Right.
That Roman said when he was not coming back unless he can do this story for himself, unless he can become a heel.
Yep.
He was not going to come back because of the whole COVID thing. He came back early on the condition that he can be a heel and pretty much do what he wants.
And then
they had to cave and do that.
Then they're talking about the end game of this being Roman finally turning big time babyface. Against who?
Against who?
Who's going to be the big bad on that? No, you've done Lesnar many times. Lesnar's like a 7-time champion. Like, come on.
I feel like a way that they could make this a very eventful money grab is if they turn the Rock heel one more time. Like 2002, 2003 Rock coming back. Like, oh yeah, I gave you, you're the reason you're here is because of me type shit. Like, I'm really the head of the table.
In this era, that's not going to work.
Yay! Yay! He said Toronto. Yay! Yeah, that's where we live.
I'm sorry. Nah, Nah, that's the thing. Like that shit would still work, man. When he came back, remember that 9-minute segment where he came back and he was backstage telling the Miz to park his truck and shit like that, and then he came in and he was just going back and forth with the New Day for like 4 or 5 minutes. Like
all right.
That he could easily do that. He could easily turn that. Yeah, he could easily turn that into a heel character and just keep it rocking.
But then what about the rest of the card, though? What about the rest of the card?
Man, listen. I want to see what the rest of the card, like WrestleMania. You talking about? Like
no, just the whole rest of the card. Like just everybody else. Like
so
I can't even name a story that's going on besides the main thing with Roman.
Becky won again.
Yeah, Becky. Yeah, the women's division. I think the women's division, like at least what they're doing with Bianca Belair, like they're keeping her in the main event picture, which I'm happy about at least.
Yeah,
that's wrong. That's wrong. Yep, that's wrong. They're doing that specifically to keep you happy, so that, and again, this is me. I'm Mr. WWE conspiracy theorist. That's why they call me Buck Nasty. You already know. But I mean, the fact is, they're doing this specifically so that you can be like, oh, okay, well, she's earmarked for the future. Okay, and isn't the future now? How many times has these same 4 women been in the same title picture or whatever? Becky Lynch is there, Sasha Banks is there, Charlotte's there. But 2 out of those 3, not even Bayley, 2 out of those 3 are champions right now. They're on the wrong brand right now. Okay, so what the hell is what is Belair doing? She came in as a hot new face. She came in as a hot new prospect. She had a good, nice, lengthy title reign, and then remember SummerSlam? That's the last event. Exactly.
I was just about to say that. Look how quick they killed her career by making her lose in 23 seconds.
Yep, and then nothing.
All that work down the drain.
Now she's just standing there in the corner.
Yo,
look at that Queen tournament.
She was.
Oh yeah.
Like she was mad.
Is she in the Queen's tournament?
No. But the fact that they're only getting
that Queen tournament almost at the
per match to get that thing out the way.
That Queen's tournament is almost at the finale, and like it's went on for 8 minutes total. It's been on for 8 minutes total, and it's like almost at the finale. It's insane.
Oh my god! Stop.
And the people that you wanted to win are already eliminated from it.
Right.
Liv Morgan.
Like, why? Liv Morgan and Tony Storm, and Tony Storm, bro. Like she's like the star from where was she in the UK one? She was the star coming in. They gotta stop. I don't know, man.
She was the UK Women's Champion.
And then I understand if they had somebody else in line, but Zelina Vega and Carmella ain't been doing nothing.
No, at this point, forget Zelina Vega because she went back willingly. So, I'm sorry.
I love Zelina, man. I love Zelina, and if she hears this, I want her to know this personally. Like she is very talented on the mic and off the mic. And she's doing her thing.
Just so you know.
Right.
I know,
I'm married too. I'm not. I mean this as.
Malachi will come and spit in your face.
Right.
I mean this.
Turn you into Dante Martin real quick.
Nah, I mean this as somebody who is like championing behind the women's division. You know, ever since AJ Lee said that shit. You know, back in 2014, 2015 to spark this shit that's happening right now in the first place. But Zelina Vega is one of those ones where if she gives the proper push, she's going to flourish. And if she were to have gone, she's going to end up in AEW eventually.
She should have been there now. That's my problem. Right?
Yep.
She should be managing Andrade right now.
Yep, and you know what? That was my gripe about that too. But you know, she came back for her own reasons, and that is what it is. But at the end of the day, like, she's dope. But as of right now, like the women's Queen's Crown tournament is trash. For the matches to be that quick is ridiculous.
The tournament is just there for the sake of it. Right, it's just there for the sake of it at this point. because they know that AEW does stuff like this, and they usually do that. And now they are doing stuff like this again. So now it seems like, because WWE did it first in this round, and now AEW's doing their Eliminator tournament again, which WWE tried to do as well by like, oh, get a match against the champion, and if you beat them or whatever, then you get a title match. Like, no, that's not how it happened. Y'all have never done that in your lives. Stop.
Yep.
Yeah, women's tag team championship belts with no contenders because they have no teams.
Literally no contenders. Literally no contenders. None at all. Like, where are they're standing? I saw a segment on YouTube where they're standing there staring at John Morrison. Staring at him. Like, he's sitting there with his eyes closed. They're staring at him.
It's a three-way for the championship, right?
What championship?
It's a three-way for the women's championship.
SmackDown one, yeah.
Yeah. I think the two losers probably gonna join it to be a tag team. I don't know. I don't know.
That's the problem, is they can't just shove people together like that. That's all.
They have no other.
I will say I got a feeling that Nia Jax and Eva Marie are going to become a tag team when they come back.
If they do that, I'm gonna die. If they do that, I'm gonna die. I mean, that's just the gist of it. Like, y'all gonna have to do this with the ghost of Buck Nasty, because I'm gonna be dead.
In other words, Eva Marie is gonna get a black dewdrop.
Yeah, pretty much.
Word, like they traded one heavyset woman for the other heavyset woman. Like, I don't get that, but that is fucked up.
I mean, she's better looking, but I mean, come on. Like,
look, man,
that's not what it's about.
Nia Jax is beautiful. Anyways, but
no, I didn't say that. But Dewdrop just looks that much better. That's all I'm saying.
All right, hey, to each their own. I will say this, like, I also got this feeling that they're gonna do some type of Suicide Squad stable with women coming up. Like,
I heard they were trying to bring back the League of Nations.
Really?
Yes. I forgot to mention that. Like,
no. Hey, if
who?
Like that.
Do Alberto.
Can't do Alberto. Who you gonna bring? Humberto and
3/4 of that stable is gone.
Yeah, they gone. Like, what you gonna call it? What you gonna? You can't call it.
Miro's not there anymore.
Yep. Miro's gone. Baron's gone.
They're gonna use Mustafa Ali or something. They're gonna use
Miro went on the bigger, better things.
Didn't they just turn him heel?
Baron is on NXT, ain't he?
On Monday.
Yeah, they just broke up. Ali and Mansoor just broke up, so
just because they're going to Saudi Arabia, that's it. They're gonna get right back together after the show.
Yeah, to put them over in Saudi Arabia.
Predictable. To very core.
They ain't fooling nobody. See, the thing
they're
I
fooling
like
the
about
E-drones though.
Like, the thing I like about AEW right now is it's less predictable than WWE is. Like, of course, we all predicted that fucking Hangman Page was gonna be the Joker. Like, we predicted that shit,
but still,
like, only because
the F out for it.
Still did.
That's what we wanted.
Yep. Like, we're getting what we want, and then some with AEW. Mm-hmm. WWE is, we gotta wait until next week. Okay, maybe next year. And Vince is like, we don't care what you think. You're gonna come back anyways. They always do.
This is my show, damn it.
That's such good shit. Now, because there's so much competition in AEW, and some of their very valuable wrestlers that left WWE to join AEW are fucking flourishing there.
Because TK's doing a smart thing. He hired so many people purposely so that he could rotate them. And that's super smart of him to do. And I've never would have even thought of that. And
without a brand split.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly.
And also with story continuity that lasts a year or two without you realizing until you go back in time to see that. And also having, Dark Elevation, AEW Dark, Rampage, fucking, Dynamite.
Story addendums on BTE where things continue.
Exactly. Like, I think that's the important thing. Like, I watch BTE to see the story continuity, and I watch the podcast AEW Unrestricted. Like, I really do. I realize that I spend a lot more time watching wrestling than doing actual lively stuff that I'm supposed to, I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem.
No, but when it comes to AEW, that can't be the problem because it doesn't seem like a chore to watch it. It's just like, oh, okay, well, 4 hours then just blew by. It was like, oh, okay, that's nice and breezy.
Yeah, I like putting on Dark Elevation when I get home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. That's
good.
good.
You watched Dark not too long ago, wasn't you?
You was. Yep. Caught you right-handed.
I was.
I think the most.
No shame in my game.
I think in order for me to be like fully satisfied about what WWE is doing, they really have to switch up their storylines. Like, they need to give Triple H the reins. Like, in all truth, they need to give Triple H the reins. Like, NXT wasn't bad. The problem
way out.
We was just talking about that before you came on. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Paul Levesque is going to be all elite soon.
Yo,
right. I really think
laughing with that.
And then it's going to be Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque.
I really think that Vince was upset about all the credit that Triple H was getting. I really believe that. So he started yanking all his guys, man. You yank all his guys, like
thing right there.
But then blamed it on AEW's numbers for NXT getting beat, and then downsize them.
Motherfucker, like, yo, like
you take all the stars away, right? AEW can't compete. I mean, NXT can't compete, man. You gotta you're taking all the stars, man.
I almost had a full meltdown just now. Like, if you gonna have me go head to head against AEW, this new flourishing company, and then you're gonna blame me for the numbers when you're the one who picked this day in the first place.
He's the one that did.
For us to
blame
compete?
somebody.
Because I said that many times. Where if NXT stayed on the network, I would be watching it. I would have been watching it. But they had to go to USA.
Like, if it wasn't even it wasn't even
that. There's no network anymore. So.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even that they left the network. It was the fact that they decided to jump the wind. Like, they decided to go head to head in the first place. Like, if they would have stayed on Tuesdays or even Thursday, they would be fine. They would be in better shape. But no, we want to go head to head against AEW because they're not even worth competing against our NXT brand.
Well, NXT was always on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
For an hour. Yep.
Yeah.
1 hour on Wednesday.
But then they extended to 2 hours and went to USA. That was their fault.
To the point where in Tranquilo Club, I watch that now a lot at the behest of Chico. They brought up a really good point, is the fact that NXT kind of, because they hopped on USA 2 full weeks before AEW even started. So when they did that, they were, if you remember the quality of those shows, they were filler shows.
Yeah.
And then that night they decided to, but it was so that decision was so last minute that USA didn't even have the amount of time to actually give it to him. They gave him the hour, and it was like, well, we got to finish up this show first. So y'all got for 2 weeks, y'all gonna have to put y'all second hour on the network. And even that night that they went up against Dynamite, they still had that split between USA and the WWE Network. And that is clearly, like, and that's why I don't get it when they're just, E-Drones are just saying this at this point just to be relevant. Is the fact that, it wasn't reactionary. Bullshit.
Yeah.
It was completely reactionary, and they're gonna continue to do stuff that's reactionary. I mean, that's exactly, they're going to try to follow the same playbook that they did in the 90s because it worked after 84 weeks.
In the 90s.
It was, in the 90s. They're gonna try to follow that same thing. But the difference between the 90s and now is their show is PG. And they're not going to try to switch over to the Attitude style.
Now,
because they went harder in the 90s because they were forced to.
Exactly. They were forced to by WCW. And I'm not so sure that would work nowadays. I don't think that would work nowadays at all, an Attitude era per se. because that's not how the world is. You got people out here talking about the joke that Sammy Guevara made about Sasha Banks, and you want to give me an attitude era? I don't think so.
That's
Sorry.
not, it won't work.
It's not going to work.
It won't work.
Cancel culture is full effect. Exactly.
Yeah, true. What I think would work though is them giving them giving feuds that we want to see that is non-existent, like giving Cesaro a real title push, not no BS. One match here and there on Raw and SmackDown. Give him a full-on freaking title.
Don't get your hopes up, brother.
Push. I was just about to ask, like, what do you think?
I know. I'm gonna keep telling you that for these scenarios. You keep
I know, like. You might as well make a sign because it's gonna happen. Like
she goes like that girl in Ninja Turtles 2. The Ninja Turtles 2 girl.
You realize that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
They coined that phrase. They coined that phrase, and now getting it thrown in their faces. That's what they get.
And I will say this: like Cesaro has been a workhorse for a very long time, and
even before WWE.
Yes, Claudio, it was no joke. And I was like somebody posted a tweet about like the top 5 WWE matches of like the last 10 years or something like that. And I got Cesaro in like a couple of them, like especially him against John Cena, fire. Him against John Cena was off the screen. Yep.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, like fire match, he's very talented, and if they just gave him a real chance, like the crowd would love it. Like even if
he's just a utility guy though.
Vince cursed him the day he went on the Stone Cold podcast and said that he saw nothing in Cesaro and that he was not entertaining because he can't talk. And he's
Vince said that?
Yep, that whole brass ring thing.
You shouldn't have said anything like that.
Yep.
He said that directly about Cesaro?
Holding Cesaro's inside the crowd.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Directly.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He said that he already buried him before he even gave him a chance.
Yeah.
Yep. That was it. And
I think if you don't have a relationship with Vince, you're done.
Yeah. Gave him no Christian post-it treatment.
Exactly.
God damn.
Oh, with the blue dot on the face. Put a blue dot on his face.
How would you like a stick on your face? Tough man, can't breathe. Oh no.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Christian's been killing it since coming to AEW.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, that's another.
47 years old. He still got it.
Yep. And that's another thing.
Yeah, because they want to say that they can't wrestle anymore when they're killing it over in the real company.
Look at Christopher Daniels. He's in his 50s and still killing it.
Yeah.
He's about to come back. Do a solo run.
Yep. And speaking of that, because it goes hand in hand.
Impact is a single run right now too.
Right, but it goes hand in hand with what we were saying. I posted some. Okay, so when TK went on some show or something like that, he had some notes or whatever, and people took the screenshot and zoomed in on it to try and get Full Gear matches as to what they were going to be. I tweeted about this, and if you guys can afford me the opportunity to find this, I will let you know exactly what I thought about it, because it's very so what I said was even if this was the card, because they leaked the card. Even if this was the card, the ride is absolutely still worth it. And the card like this is absolutely banger after banger. Spoilers don't have the same effects in AEW that it does in WWE. With AEW, it makes you want to watch more. The spoilers make you want to watch it more. Whereas with WWE, you see the spoilers, you're going to want to skip it no matter what. Like, okay, I already know.
You're just like, oh, I knew that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're used to WWE's formula.
Yep.
When you see something, you automatically know how it's going to play out. AEW, it's too many turns and twists that can happen with storylines because they have too many people. Everybody's invested. Like, I mean, you're invested into everybody, is what I mean. So it's just different.
Yep.
This podcast is sponsored by Coke Zero because we give zero shits about WWE.
That's what's in this cup. I'm sipping it hard. This is my new haterade. You know, I don't give zero fucks. No. You know.
I like mine with WWE Shield tears. For extra flavor.
Extra salty Shield tears.
I got a question for y'all. How upset were y'all after Big E beat Bobby Lashley in that cage match and Drew McIntyre came out with the sword? How bad was y'all on a scale of 1 to 10?
There was a cage match?
I didn't remember that happened.
Yeah, it was a cage match. That was a cage match. You don't, Jake. You really don't watch.
I really don't watch. It's that serious. Wow.
I guess I gotta give y'all like some. Damn.
Yo, Anthony, I didn't even know.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, because like again, like they really trying to get their ratings.
Another hot shot, and they did the same exact numbers.
It was a cage match. Is that the match when they said Drew McIntyre Claymore'd him after the match?
No, that was this past week.
Shit! I don't even know.
See, it all runs together.
So it was the week after it was the Bloodline versus the New Day. Ago. Yeah. So you know, Big E, you know, beat Bobby Lashley from the top, not the top ropes, but the second rope, hit him with the big ending, pinned him, and the cage went up, and then all of a sudden Drew McIntyre's music plays, and I was just like, oh God, like, why Drew?
He did the Peter Griffin, Buzz Killington.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like why, man? Like Drew, just wait till you go to SmackDown and challenge Roman. You don't need to challenge Big E right now.
Because he already knows he's gonna lose against Roman. Because why? Because there's nobody to face him.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
They should just make Drew the hero of that story.
Cashing in on Bobby
incredible.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. How did y'all feel?
Did in the first place because he's not built up enough to be a credible champion at the moment, but they wanted to hot shot that rating to go against AEW to get some eyes on their product and had him cash in that briefcase, and then had the nerve to tell Big E to go on Twitter and make the announcement to get people to tune in to see him win.
Oh, that pissed me off to no end. If you go back a few episodes,
so it wasn't.
You see how pissed off I was about it.
That pissed us off. It's the fact that he had to go over there to beat Lashley, and Lashley was doing a great job as champion.
And they're like, hey, look at me. I'm gonna win the WWE title tonight. That's exactly what it said.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
And
you weren't on that pot. You weren't on that pod, man.
He got told the day of the show that he was going to win the belt.
Right.
Go to Raw.
AEW was great that night. Buck came in here like, nah, fuck that. We talking about Big E. Oh, he was on fire, bro. Oh. You wasn't there that night. Oh, man.
And everybody watching out there, you got to go back and watch that because I stick to that. That's my word. I was pissed because it seemed like it almost seems token or whatever. And I even made the case that because he's a black superstar or whatever, and that's kind of the hot thing going right now is the fact that it seems like now everybody's pushing, especially WWE, they're pontificating on this. The fact that they have black people there and they're trying to push them so that everybody be like, oh, WWE's so woke, WWE's so this, like, F out of here. You're not woke.
That's been a big argument.
Y'all just like Roman at that pay-per-view. Roman's sleeping.
Every other month, something is hot, a hot topic that they go against AEW with, and now it's the no black people in the main event. That's the thing right now.
Yep.
Well,
when AEW's building up Jade Cargill and stuff like that.
They building up everybody. Like that's the crazy. They building up everybody.
Who's gonna win that TBS championship?
Jade Cargill.
Jade is.
Exactly.
Jade's gonna win that. Jade's gonna win that. I got a feeling it's gonna be Jade and Thunder Rosa. I got a feeling it's gonna be Jade and Thunder Rosa in the final.
Yeah, that's what
Thunder Rosa
gonna
get for a match. And that's gonna be the test. That's gonna be Jade test because Thunder Rosa give everybody a good match. So that's gonna be the test.
But during that whole tournament, that's what's going to give Thunder Rosa her wins because she still has a really good record. It's going to give her her wins all the way up until Jade hits her. She'll lose. That's just one loss. But she's still going to be at the top of the rankings for Britt.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's right.
But see, now we can tell this stuff, but we still love it when it happens.
Yeah, we still want to see it. We still want to see it go down.
Rampage spoilers all day on the internet, and we still tune in on Friday night to watch it play out.
Yep.
I mean, I know I do.
Yep. I sure do.
Yo, man, I feel like. Now go ahead.
Rampage needs to kick in the ass or something though, because those
Mark Henry
are not the best.
Yeah, Mark Henry gave away the CM Punk and Daniel Garcia match.
I mean, but you knew he was going to win.
Said how Punk, he knew he was going to win, but he said, Punk didn't do the GTS. He did this lock, and I'm like, damn, like.
Yeah,
but I didn't care. Right. I still went in that match in Washington. It was crazy.
I was like, okay.
You
knew I knew about grape juice, didn't you? Okay. Oh, play dumb with me. But do y'all? Speaking of spoilers, I mean, like, do y'all want to hear? Like, did y'all hear about what the matches are supposed to be like at Full Gear?
I don't need it. I don't need that in my life right now.
Oh, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take it.
So I mean, because you're still gonna what? Like I said, banger after banger. It doesn't matter about this being spoiled.
What we put on, you're still gonna watch.
Yeah, and you think about it, Full Gear is only 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So
November 13th.
Yeah. So
it's probably shit we already knew anyway.
Exactly. It is. And card subject to change. Obviously, he might want to change some stuff up because it got out or whatever. But it was just on scratch paper or whatever. But Lucha Bros versus FTR. Cody Rhodes versus either Malachi Black, Idolo, or Miro. Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. Christian Cage versus Adam Cole. Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill. Finals of the tournament.
The finals, okay.
Britt Baker doesn't have an opponent yet, but she could well be.
Somebody's gonna debut.
But just like a filler type thing. Because even that, I don't mind fillers in AEW or whatever, like placeholders, like Ruby Soho when she had her title match at Arthur Ashe. You knew she wasn't gonna win it, but we were still along for the ride. CM Punk versus Wardlow.
What?
I don't believe this card.
MJF versus Darby Allin.
Okay.
Inner Circle versus America Top Team.
Okay.
Danielson versus Moxley. And Omega versus Page for the title.
Okay. All right. They really trying to see if I was spending money for these shows, man, I'd be broke.
I am broke. That's why. The last event was the first one since AEW's existence that I didn't purchase the pay-per-view. And I had something to do, and it was like top 3. It pissed me off because I missed it all.
I don't believe Jade versus Thunder Rosa is supposed to be on Full Gear because they're supposed to be doing the finals on the first episode on TBS in 2022, January 5th episode.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
So who knows?
So maybe I don't know. We're gonna see. Yeah, that sounds perfect, but we're gonna see.
I mean, that's a lot of matches, so they could easily take some
off. Take some off and
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of matches. I gotta believe they're saving Cole and Danielson for like a rainy day because I wanted that soon, but it's not gonna happen soon. But
All right, I can't wait to see this bracket on Saturday.
Who was it?
Danielson versus Garcia.
That's gonna be
Yep.
Yeah.
I just saw.
We need that in our lives.
Empire State Wrestling just announced that actually. Not that, but because Garcia is the champion. I know my indies around the area, stuff like that. Shout out to a bunch of them. But then
he's the man upstate right now.
Yeah, ESW champion. He's the champion over there, and he's gonna face his friend, Buffalo brother Kevin Blackwood, for the title. He's gonna drop that because he's got to be getting signed by AEW. Has to.
If he isn't already.
Yeah, he
Right.
probably is. They're just waiting for that.
Is he signed somewhere already? Right. Is he signed somewhere already?
He's freelance.
He's on a handshake
So,
deal with AEW right now, but you already know they have their eyes on him.
He's coming in.
Yeah, he's coming in. Like every show, every week, doing something, be it dark or even
he's been on Rampage, like main evented Rampage like twice now. So,
but that ESW
and they got him linked with 2.0.
That ESW match is gonna be a ride though, like emotional ride. Like that's it. Blackwood's his best friend, and like it's just they just announced it like 2 hours ago. So it's in
his current call.
Yeah, probably so. It's in Niagara Falls. And the last time they went there, that's when they were coming home and stuff like that, and that's when the Buffalo Boys got in that accident. So that's gonna be crazy. That's on November 27th.
Thanksgiving.
So yeah, real good stuff.
Yeah.
But
is that, what day is that on?
I have no idea. I could. Let me check. I'm gonna check because if it's on a Thursday, more than likely is a Thanksgiving.
You know, and speaking of Rampage,
it's on a Saturday.
I'll eat the turkey, then make the drive.
It's on a Saturday. I can't go. I don't have my passport. You know.
Wait,
it's not on the U.S. side.
It's in Canada.
Oh, I have no idea. Hold on, let me see.
All right, so
let me check. Oh no, it's in New York. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you could go.
Yeah, I can go. Definitely go. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so shut up.
They were just in Buffalo this past weekend. Had a banger show out there. My boy Cody Jenny, owner of NFW Wrestling, is main commentator over there at ESW. So shout out to you, Cody. Absolutely.
Fire. Yo, shouts out to NAAW, yo. That Facebook page is phenomenal. I'm like just seeing people that look like us have that much love for wrestling and can shoot the stuff back and forth is pretty dope. And also, shouts out to Millie, the Flower City kid, Millie from UPW. We got something coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that track, man. You know I like all your songs.
That fire you showed us.
Yes, yeah. Yes, shut up and fight. All I'm gonna say.
I like all your songs, though. It's kind of biased.
Or Under the Influence is on the way.
Man, I need to finish that, man.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You know, if you want to write something for our opening,
see, I already got some ideas.
Yeah, because right now I'm using a song I wrote, but if we could, for more flavor, because I'm a rocker, so I'm fine with all of that.
Send me something, man. We could do, me and you could do that. Send me something.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. This the wave.
I love how he's scratching his beard and then he's scratching his eyes. It's like, okay, we're getting some stuff going right now. Interesting.
Brothers networking. I love it.
But we're gonna have to wrap it up here soon. If you guys, everybody out there that's listening to us and liked our page and stuff like that. And the last day we had a lot of people, get on with us and stuff like that. We're very, very, very glad you're here. And there's two main places where you could catch us. Our Facebook page that you guys liked. We're gonna be on there pretty prominently. Rock Solid Wrestling Talk Podcast. Just look for it. It's up there. You'll see our three glowing faces up there: Kenny Cornette, Chico Libre, and Buck Nasty. You already know. But then also over on M3 TV, because that's normally where that goes. M3 TV is a YouTube channel that has been in existence for a while. I usually throw some stuff up there that I do, my music, stuff like that, and 3CW stuff. But that's where most of the shows will come out, like the next day. So we'll give you a good window to watch it over there, and then it'll post to the Facebook page. depending on which one goes the best, I might switch that. But you're going to be able to see us in at least 2 places. We got some big things cooking.
Yeah, we out here.
Absolutely. And,
Yeah.
a lot of good content to the page. We got a lot of good ideas floating around, things like that. We're new, but we're trying to get out there quick because it's cutthroat. We're learning that. As you can see, I messed up last week. So...
Yeah,
Sorry.
just fucked up all the content. Wait, can we cuss on here?
Facebook has no... I looked this up earlier because I'm doing research and stuff like that. Facebook has currently no, qualms with, profanity. So
Oh,
as long as it's not hate
shit.
speech.
Fuck motherfucking shit. Motherfucking shit.
Snort.
That's good shit right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's such good shit.
We're not their boy toy. But in which case, we are just... unless somebody has some key elements that they really do want to discuss or whatever, we will be back Saturday after Dynamite goes off the air to record. It's not live yet. I'm not that good. So we're going to record after that. So look forward to episode 7 sometime around Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening on M3 TV, and it'll be posted to the page by Monday night, Tuesday.
Yes.
So
All right.
sounds
Yeah,
good.
double duty this week.
Oh yeah, well we're good for it, and I appreciate everybody coming on. Absolutely, join us again later this week. I was about to say next week, but yeah, we'll have a next week show, obviously, because it'll be back on Wednesdays, and we won't feel so lost as we did tonight. So
Yeah, that was lost.
You were lost?
That was good.
oh, this was
good.
yeah, this
I didn't
was.
see us lost.
Oh no, I was just in a corner somewhere, upset that AEW was not on tonight.
I don't know what to watch. I watched Wu-Tang early because that's what I went. That's what I watched.
Life had no meaning
Right.
on Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday night. You know what that means, right? I know what that means, but do you?
Word.
Oh man! But we are out of here. Shannon, and thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you.
Whenever, listen, I have a hectic surrounding, man. But whenever I can get on, I'm on, man.
And we love you for it.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
It's not chaos like Mel.
Right. Especially Mel.
Especially Mel. But that's
The hero of
Shannon.
the show.
That's Inf. That's Kenny Cornett. That's Chico Libre. That's Buck Nasty. We out of here. We'll see you later.
Asian was the gang. Peace.
All right.
We already know.
Peace.